This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
I am back. Last Wednesday, there was a little note at the bottom of the screen that you would have read that said something about technical difficulties because the audio blew. Well, it wasn't technical difficulties necessarily. It was I'm stupid and forgot to clip on my mic. But I'm back and you can hear me and it doesn't sound like I'm in a cavern. Listen, let's talk about this today. Donald Trump's attorneys, Donald Trump himself for years has wanted it both ways. He wants to be able to say things that are traditionally political and meaningful to the world about peace and doing things decently. And then out of the other side of his mouth, he foments violence against the United States. He encourages political violence. He is a fascist. And the same is to be said for his lawyer team, who can't keep their lies straight. They're such remarkably bad at staying on message because the lies fluctuate from day to day to day to day to day. Just a few moments ago, this was released. This is the unsealed receipt of what was taken from Donald Trump's house when the search warrant was executed. And it's a remarkable document, just 5 pages or so here, 8 pages, 2 of 8. Many folders are listed as empty, which is concerning. Empty folders with classified banners. Empty folders marked return to staff secretary and military aid. Very problematic, the number, the sheer volume of top secret documents that were in Donald Trump's office, in his desk, in his safe, on the floor of a closet. And one of the things that's taken place after this photo was released, this evidence photo with evidence markers and rulers to show the dimensions of folders, is the Republicans have lost their minds acting as though the FBI is trying to show that this is the way they found it. Oh, we just walked in the room and it was all laid out. That's ridiculous. It's nonsense. It's stupid of Republicans and Donald Trump to assert that. His lawyers are saying the same exact thing. It's akin to when you see a drug bust and all the cops come in and they're looking all tough. Maybe they have their full faces covered and they've got stacks of cocaine, stacks of cash, scales, little baggies, the whole haul of the drug bust. They're not saying that when they walked in, it was all laid out like that. They sort it so it's one, identifiable for the investigators when it goes to court that this is what was there. And that's what the FBI did here. Now, going back to the topic of talking out of both sides of their mouth, here's Alina Habba, one of Donald Trump's attorneys, his TV attorneys. And I'm going to play 2 different clips where she contradicts herself. And the second clip, she catches herself and kind of changes what she's saying. But again, these lawyers are so feckless that they're putting themselves in legal jeopardy in their quest to be close to Donald Trump and represent Donald Trump. Here's the first clip of Alina Habba admitting openly that she's been in the room multiple times where there are highly sensitive top secret documents, even going as far as to say Donald Trump brings guests down there frequently. And then we'll get to the second clip where she contradicts that.
Yeah, nowhere. What's happened is now they've put this picture out so that you would assume, and I am somebody who has been, and the press loves to talk about this, especially today. I'm somebody that has been in his office. I've seen it. This is not the way his office looks. They give you this appearance that you walk in and there's these top secret documents just strewn about. A, B, they don't understand. Something could be marked top secret, could be marked classified. The Presidential Records Act, he would have said this is declassified. It doesn't get a new marking all the time. He's left the office. It is a complete public spectacle, and I'm not really going to stand by it anymore. You know, I personally have gotten intimidated. People have tried to intimidate me. It's not going to work. You can't just put a picture like this and say, look.
Did the FBI do that, or was that the way that room looked before they went in there? Do you have any firsthand knowledge?
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen the press today. I do have firsthand knowledge, as you know. I have been down there. I'm down there frequently. I have never seen that. I have never, ever seen that. That is not the way his office looks. Anybody that knows President Trump's office, he has guests frequently there. It's just a joke. They literally must have gone in and taken out documents they wanted, or cover letters as it is, and put it about so that the public believes that this is top secret documents that were on his floor. It's ridiculous. I can tell you personally, It's ridiculous. I've never seen that.
There's subterfuge there. Even leaving the office, it doesn't matter. They are not his documents. They are the documents of the United States government. They are ours, collectively, that should be stored and preserved for posterity's sake, for history's sake. They're not Donald Trump's property just because he was president during that time. It's like if Donald Trump wanted to take a jet home with him, a military piece of equipment. Well, I was president, that's my jet. No, it's not, dipshit. It is not. Nor are those documents. Nor are those documents that contain intelligence that was gathered by government employees paid by the United States government, compiled by the United States government. It's the government's property. But it is alarming for her to say she's been down in there many times in the presence with access to highly sensitive, again, so highly sensitive, that the documents weren't even able to be described in public. And to bring guests down there frequently, to have open access to classified materials, dangerous to say the least. Well, here's another clip where she says with her mouth that she didn't do a search for the classified documents because she doesn't have clearance to access those documents. But if they were already declassified, as she tried to say in this first clip, then why would there be a problem for her searching for them? Because then they wouldn't be classified. They would have been declassified. Their lies are starting to topple. They're starting to contradict themselves. Watch this.
They're trying to, obviously now knowing what you just said, conflate this idea that you were looking for potentially handling classified documents. So if you weren't looking for them and that's not what you're handling, then that seems that would be a moot issue as well.
Yes, it's a very moot issue. Sorry, guys. We're going to have to move on to the next story. I don't have clearance to touch or go through classified documents. You actually have to have clearance to do that if they're classified. These were declassified, is my understanding. But again, I'm not the attorney that was handling this, haven't been. I don't plan on being. There are a team of attorneys that were in Florida today that are dealing with this and have been on this matter since their first reach out with NARA, and then some additional attorneys have been joined that team. But no, my search was for the Attorney General in New York and had nothing to do with classified documents and NARA at all.
So she says, I don't have clearance to touch or go through classified documents. And then really quickly, she says, these were declassified is my understanding. So the moot point would have been the first statement if indeed they were declassified. That is not the case. Clearly, that is not the case. I don't know if she wants it both ways or she's just tripping all over herself in the administration of her lies. Any way that you shake it, though, this is an outright affront to national security. The empty folders, the reams of top secret documents, an insane number of top secret documents here, 2 cartons filled with secret, classified, top secret. We have never seen, Donald Trump is fond of saying, the likes of which we've never seen, at levels we've never seen. This is something that is taking place at levels we've never seen. A president of the United States endangering national security with his hoarding of property that is not his own. And now his lawyers, unintentional, but funny nonetheless and true, they are out there making the circuit, tripping all over themselves to cover for Donald Trump with a million different excuses, a myriad of reasons why it's okay that he had these documents. They were declassified, they weren't there, the FBI planted them, all of this, and none of it makes any sense. My take is he likely will be indicted. We will see. I think it's more likely than not. It's not certainly a lock, but it's likely. What do you think? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can also email me, daily@dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. Follow me on social media. I am on Twitter and Instagram, and for now, not TikTok, but @Dollemore at all those places. And if I bring you value, please consider supporting my work. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $1.99 a month, pennies a day, or you can go over to patreon.com/I Doubt It podcast. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Until I do, 1, have a great weekend, holiday weekend, and 2, be genuine, and 3, since we're counting, take care of one another.